Hello and welcome to the best day of the week, Wednesday. We get to have a look at another Tinto talk, another developer diary for the game that we're so very hyped about, EU5 or Project Caesar. And we have some art of a heinous act that shall never be forgiven. Why just like putting tea in the harbor is a heinous act, and just shocking, shockingly awful. And all of these people are now in hell, serving for eternity for crimes against tea. At least they deserve it, the bastards. Anyway, let us get into today's dev diary written by St. Dave UK. Hello everyone and welcome back. Johan is busy today, allegedly. So today he will walk us through the Tinto talks on the formable countries in our little project called Caesar. It's a fairly tight feature, so it should be nice and quick. So what are formable countries? Basically, formable countries are new tags that you can switch to. Typically, they represent historical unions and conquests, but some represent aspirations that never materialized. Generally speaking, the vision behind formables is to offer role-playing and historical immersion, and support player fantasies rather than modifier stacking. They will change your country name, national flag, and map color. So while you may unlock some content, such as advances or other minor unique content, the tag change is often the goal in itself. Fine by me. I don't need sexy modifiers. In E4, I think a good rule of thumb with formables is like the Warhammer mod does that I've been playing quite a bit recently. Basically, upgrading your current national ideas is something I really enjoy, or I think that's a really good idea. And it doesn't need to be, oh, I form this country so that I can become super giga powerful. Like, changing my name on the map, changing my map color, changing my flag, that is honestly the dopamine that I'm looking for when I do formables. And I really don't like doing silly culture flip stuff to do it. That part I'm not a fan of, but I don't think that's going to be a problem here in Project Caesar. So here are a couple of advances that you might be able to get as Spain if you form it. So the Ciclo de Oro, number of artists, the skill of new artists, and the Spanish naval reforms for a monthly naval tradition. Rather than your country changing automatically every age, you achieve it by completing certain objectives. Usually, you'll need to control a certain percentage of a predefined set of locations. For example, Scandinavia needs 75% of the locations in the Scandinavia region. There is typically additional requirements as well as your primary culture belonging to a certain culture group. Forming Spain also requires you and all the independent countries in Iberia to be Christian, as it's thematically closely tied to the completion of the Reconquista. Iberian Muslims have the reverse rules for forming Al-Andalus. Cool, I like that. Some are directly tied to actions in international organizations like the Holy Roman Empire or the Ilkhanate. Formables also have a tier that represents their natural order of precedence. Okay, so we have the Imperator system then. You can only form countries that are the same or higher tier than you. For example, England, which is a tier 3, can form Great Britain, tier 4, but Great Britain can't form England. The AI will only form countries that are of a higher tier. Okay, yeah, so Imperator had this system as well, and it led to funny situations where you could, for some reason, form Cyprus, as that didn't have a tier, and then from that no-tier Cyprus, you could then go back into tier 1s and then go back up the ranks again. But to form Cyprus, you need to have no land other than Cyprus, so it wasn't really the best formable to do. It was just something that could be done. But yeah, no, this is the same Imperator system, which is fine because it worked really well. So there are 3 settings to the relevant game rule. Only historical formable countries, so only countries that actually formed the game's time period will be allowed. For example, Spain and Great Britain. Allow plausible formable countries, which is the default. Countries that could plausibly have formed or formed just after the time period will be allowed, like Germany and Italy. And allowing ahistorical formable countries. Aspirational or fantasy countries can be formed. Examples include the North Sea Empire, which is a tier 4, if you control Britain and Scandinavia, or Europa, which is a tier 5. Interesting. Okay. So, form Great Britain decision. You need to be out of the 100 Years' War. You must either destroy England or make them your subject. Or I imagine this is if you start at Scotland. There we go, yeah. Or destroy Wales or make them your subject. Some countries have different flags depending on the exact manner in which they're formed. For example, this is a variant of the Union Jack, The dominant Saltire when you start Scotland. Okay, I didn't even notice that at start. I hate it. I hate it. I think it looks awful. It really. Oh gosh. I'm glad Scotland didn't form the fucking country. God damn. The flag is much worse. Sorry, Scots. From Russia, some formables come with treats to sweeten the deal. I mean, I would need a treat to form that country, so whatever. Forming Prussia, you need to not have the military order government reform. The clergy does not have powerful diocese. Nobility has land rights. Nobility has auxilium et consilium. Clergy have less than 20% estate power. Nobles have greater than 20% estate power, and they need to be at peace. So, yeah, Teutonic Order has a long way before they can form Prussia, but it might be worth it, because you get 100 devotion, you become a monarchy, and you become the kingdom rank. Alright. Celtica is, if you are playing as Wales, I imagine you're probably going to be able to form this as Brittany, and also probably the Irish tags. Country court language is Gaelic or Brythonic. There we go. You need to also allow ahistoricals. Yeah, I feel like that I'm going to have this on all the time, like permanently. I don't think I'm ever going to not be on allowing ahistorical formables. And you need the Celtic traditions government reform. The current list of formable. Okay, so we see all of them. Okay, fair enough. So we have Europa, we have Rome, ahistorical. I mean, Rome exists at the start of the game, so I don't know what you're talking about. It's right here. You just have a bad name for it. But yeah, it is a formable as well. We have the Ilkhanate, we have Iran, not Persia, it is Iran. Mongolia, Mughals, Rum, Russia, the United States is a formable. Then for ahistorical ones, we have Celtica, we have the Latin Empire. I'm sorry, what about... In 1204, this literally existed. How is that ahistorical? Whatever. The North Sea is ahistorical. We've got plausible tags in Al-Andalus, Arabia, Canada is plausible. Egypt, Germany, Italy, Malaya, Ruthenia, Scandinavia, and Shan. And then regular formables, Banten, Bengal, Deccan, Delhi, Ethiopia, Great Britain, Gujarat, Hausa. I'm not going to read all of these out, but any standouts that I'm seeing, I will. I mean, these are normal formables, so these ones don't need to be read out. Ahistorical Africa. Carthage is an ahistorical formable. Okay. Hen Ogledd. I have no idea what Hen Ogledd is. Aotearoa. That's New Zealand, right? Isn't that the native name for New Zealand? Greece is plausible formable. Jerusalem, Livonia, and Maya. Now back to regular old formables that you can form at Tier 2. Prussia is in there, Serbia, etc. Connaught is a plausible Tier 1 formable, as is Ulster. I'm not sure which tags are going to be able to form those. And then moving on as well. So, what formables are missing from this list? I would say something like I didn't see Westphalia. I would say a Westphalia formable would probably be a good idea. Basically, all of the German regions should probably have some formable around it, like Bavaria there. But I definitely think we could see some more in there as well. But anyway, I would like to know what kind of formables you're looking forward to playing as, or forming, and let's see if we can come up with some ideas for some new ones as well that we can leave in the comments, leave in the forum comments, and all of that kind of good stuff. So, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quite a lot shorter Dev Diary. There's not much to this one, I would say. But also, the formables are just fun, and I'm glad that they're in, and I like the new system. So, thanks all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.